No, that was just one kiss. It doesn't mean anything. She just...
Yo! This terrible year is finally over with and it's time to rate some goddamn video games! Just like every media outlet that can't even decide what one game of the year, this is gonna be quite the decisive list. Now, I can't put every game on here, which is why we're taking it down to 5. All of the following games on this list I have played and beaten, so I can actually give a full breakdown on everything. So, with all that out of the way, no shortcuts, no bullshit, let's do this! Number 5, Granblue Fantasy Versus. Arguably, the best fighting game I played all year, since there was like no fighting games that came out last year. Granblue Versus does something quite impressive that other fighting games should learn from. Be simple to get into, but have some complex gameplay, which is a fair balance that really works here. I already go into further detail in my frame data video, but to summarize, it's perfect. It really feels like Street Fighter if it was an anime game. You got fancy combos, great music, and some amazing characters from a mobile game of all places. Which reminds me, I still can't figure out why my wallet keeps suddenly disappearing every time I talk about this game. One feature which definitely made this game for me was the inclusion of RPG mode. Take the amazing combat with a friend in a pretty decent beat 'em up campaign and it's a grand time.
Oh no! Oh god! You okay?
Not to mention the amount of cool team combos you can pull off if you know exactly what you're doing.
Low way. I'm going for it. Not saying you got
You can't get away from me, fucker. Yeah.
Now, with all this being said, the game isn't without its issues. As this being an Arc System Works game, it died off pretty quick. Mainly in part to the 2 season passes that were announced before the game even came out, which was honestly ridiculous. Oh, wait a minute. There's my wallet trying to go inside my phone again. I completely forgot. Gotcha game. Yeah, seeing as this was coming from a gacha-based mobile game, the signs should have been pretty obvious, but oh, Arc System Works. In your heyday, you guys made some amazing complex fighting games, but now, ever since...
There's nothing wrong.
You guys have not been the same lately. But hey, looking back on it, I still enjoyed my time with the game. It's definitely one fighter I'll keep coming back to for the fun combos and RPG mode. I'll thank it for being my first new fighting game I played in 2020. Number 4. Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about fucking time! Talk about comeback of the century. Crash not only got 3 remakes, a new CTR game/remake, but now a brand new mainline installment. This marsupial has been on a crazy roll these past few years, and he has really delivered. If Naughty Dog hadn't left the Crash series after Warped, this totally would have been what they made next. Crash 4 really does feel it has earned a place with the original trilogy. The platforming, level design, and music are all reminiscent of what the Crash Bandicoot formula is. Even the art style has been modernized with a more squash and stretch aesthetic, providing the best designs for Crash and Coco to date. It even changes it up with the many different quantum masks, like Lonnie Loli that can change space on certain platforms, or Kampuno Wa that can slow down time for some pretty intense gameplay segments. This game really gets into high gear midway through the game, as it doesn't screw around. Looking back, I remember saying,
You guys had worked on.
I just hope it's really hard. I at least hope it to be Crash 2 levels. And now we got... I had one frame! Yeah, I did say I wanted a decent challenge. And I got one! All the worlds and levels are great. The classic Insanity Peak, Salty Wharf, and the Eggipus Dimension are some of the examples of how diverse everything is in this game. My favorite level being Dino Dash. as it's a tribute to the Boulder Dash levels from the original, but with Tyrannosaurus! Now, I would have rated this game higher, but this game becomes something else if you were going for 100% completion. Just for one level alone, you need 6 gems, alright? Stay with me on this. 6 gems. There's 3 for getting to 80% to finding all the Wumpa fruits in the level. Then, finding all the boxes. Then, a max of 3 deaths. And then finding the hidden gem. Oh, don't think you're done yet. Then once you're done with that, put on your Doomslayer armor and put your casual mindset to bed because it's time for Nightmare Mode! Yeah. Once you do all that, and then if you beat a level and collect all the boxes without dying, you'll get the insanely perfect relic. Holy shit! I've never seen a game demand such perfection out of me. If the game expects perfection out of me, then I expect perfection out of you, because I've gone through so much bullshit that is utterly ridiculous. You can't even make this shit up. I killed this octopus and he gets sent right back to where I am? What? Oh my god, my head hurts just freaking talking about this right now.
Oh, I'm gonna need to check the facts on this one because I am really. Ah!
Well said.
But I digress. I don't want to make this into a full rant, like I said, so either way, if you are interested in playing this, stay well away from going for the completionist route, as it will drive you fucking insane. Number 3. Streets of Rage 4. You want to talk about a game that feels like a damn video game? It's Streets of Rage. After 26 years, we finally got a proper sequel to a perfect trilogy of classic beat-em-ups. But does it hold up to the standards the old games left behind? Well, hell yes it does! This game is amazing in the sense that it just really makes you feel like you're playing a video game. Streets of Rage 4 is by definition a SAM game. To break that down for you, remember these 3 simple points. 1. Smoking sexy stylish gameplay. 2. Kick-ass music. And 3. Do combo! These are the 3 things that not only define a SAM game, but also what makes a video game a goddamn video game. Okay, am I just repeating myself now? And the art style is bloody gorgeous. The hundreds upon hundreds of cel-shaded animation frames are all screenshot material in this game, proving that you don't need photorealism to make your game look good. Having a pure art style like this just makes the game pop on screen. It's a real eye-opener when you see it in person. The combat is also incredibly satisfying as you got your basic attacks, throws, specials, and stylish supers. Put this all together and you can create some dope looking situations and combinations in game. Just take a gander at some of this combo!
Yo, you wanna learn how to do a fucking infinite?
I really do miss old school arcade experiences like this where it's more about the score than just completing the game itself. The game really encourages this with hitting S rank on higher difficulty levels. And god damn! It just makes it really feel like a video game. Okay, hang on. What medication did I take before recording this? The bloody hell is Cognium? The only issue I have with the game is just a couple of enemy types having too much super armor on some stuff, but otherwise, this game is fantastic. It's a shame I didn't end up streaming or recording anything for the channel, but I think I definitely gotta stream this at some point, because this game is too fucking good. Number 2. Now, for number 2, I gotta ask y'all a quick question. Have you heard of this little itty bitty game called No Straight Road?
Great. You owe me a TV, May.
Those NSR buffoons! We managed to defeat an artist of theirs, but somehow they still win.
Did you have to punch the TV, though?
Okay, all jokes aside, I'm not kidding around when I say No Straight Roads was the biggest sleeper hit in 2020. It's almost criminal that no one is bloody talking about it but me! I feel like I've been paid by the developers to do so by this point, but God, I remember seeing this game a couple years ago during a Tokyo Game Show presentation and it looked amazing! But actually playing it now, it's freaking incredible! Upon face value, the combat is very simplistic, but as you progress through it and really feel the rhythm, the spectacle of the game really kicks into gear. I'm glad I streamed the whole game for the channel, as I had a blast playing through it. The characters, the world, and the spectacle of it all is just incredible. Except for Mayday's weird starfish eyes. It really creeps me the hell out. Playing this game is like if Devil May Cry had a baby with whatever rhythm game you could think of, and it just blasts it all at you like a good old whiplash. However, the main highlights of NSR come in its boss fights, all of which feel really different from one another and bring their own spark and personality to the game. You go from quite literally Space Skrillex to what the Sam hell is this? Every single attack, movement, and telegraph is mapped to the soundtrack, and holy shite, don't even get me started on the music, because it's freaking god tier. Also, depending on how good you are during gameplay, you can actually change the background music from its base EDM track to a rock-based remix of the boss theme, pretty much acting as its own style meter. It's amazing to pull this off in the heat of an intense battle. Speaking of stylish music, my favorite track in the game, for me, comes from Eve's theme. It's a tribute to old school art pop music, as it suits itself well for an interesting fight. After initial completion though, I highly recommend the higher difficulties, as the game's base hard mode difficulty felt like what the initial difficulty was supposed to be upon first playthrough. Also, parries. Can't go wrong with a good parry mechanic. I'm a god. No Straight Roads is a game I can see myself replaying for many years to come, as it's such a memorable experience. God, I would love to see this game's story and world continue, as there are so many possibilities for a sequel. Imagine maybe fighting anime Willie Nelson. Or hell, can we get the guy from Pixar's Soul to be a guest boss DLC? Like I said, the possibilities are endless. But I digress. NSR is one for the record books.
Green light!
And number one, Ghost of Tsushima. This game was the biggest surprise for me in 2020. Out of all the bad that came out of last year, this game fully immersed me and sucked me into the old era of samurai Japan. As a wannabe game designer myself, I actually wanted to create a game based around the Mongol invasion of Japan. Unfortunately, somebody beat me to the sucker punch, but I'm just so impressed with how beautiful and amazing this game is. But before I get into the nitty-gritty of it all, I need to address something. The open world genre of games hasn't really appealed to me that much. Mainly because almost every single open world game has you running around either a rural town or big city. It just comes off as extremely boring for me, as I could just get the same experience in real life. For example, if I wanted a 5-star police chase in GTA, I'd rather just go watch that happen in Detroit. Hell, I don't even know what goes on in there. I just happen to hear it from my backside windows. But in all seriousness, this game is great. Traveling around the island of Tsushima as a samurai is a great setting for an open world game. Doing such things as helping villagers, writing haiku, and reflecting on previous encounters really gets you fully immersed within the game. The combat feels good as well. It's not incredibly deep or anything, but it's engaging enough to where I feel like I'm doing some cool shit. Upon first glance, the game may feel like use stance A to defeat type A baddies, and only use stance B to kill type B enemies. But spend a few hours really getting the hang of it, and you can do some sick combo. Look at this.
Oh my god, you can. That man!
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, the restand! The restand!
What the fuck happened to that guy?
I should also mention how great the characters are in the game. Jin Sakai is honestly the best guy. Taking on the Khan one-on-one and becoming the Ghost are just a few of the badass highlights Jin does in this game. He has quickly become one of my new favorite characters in gaming for a reason. Everyone else here is great. Yuna is a badass as well, Kenji is just a Mickey, and you gotta love Shimura for judging however you play, just like the true backseat samurai that he is.
You're a greasy ass bitch.
But the moment where I was legit sold on this game was when I did my first mythic tale. Tracked down a guy who was killing people using a secret technique, found the guy, ended up dueling him, then, in possibly the sickest turn of events, because the guy was using the technique against me, he actually teaches it to Jin and kills him with it.
The heavenly strike couldn't save you.
It's hype as hell! As a result, the Heavenly Strike, as it's called, quickly became one of my new favorite moves in Jin's kit. And yes, you get the move! It's a gaming moment I'll never forget. Overall, Ghost of Tsushima quickly became my game of the year in 2020, mainly due to how it really goes above and beyond with all the content included within the game. I can't wait to see what else the team at Sucker Punch decides to tackle with this potential franchise, cause I want to do some more cool samurai stuff. One day, I hope for a bigger, better, and better sequel on Next Gen, as this has become my new favorite flagship franchise from PlayStation. Here's to Ghost of Tsushima.
I am samurai. But I will sacrifice everything for my home.
Hello dudes, thanks for watching my top 5 games of 2020. If you like what you saw, please like, subscribe, whatever, hit those numbers. It's been increasingly hard to get stuff out during this pandemic, so hopefully we can remedy that with some good scripted content. Anyways, I'm Sam, and I'm gonna go eat some Oreos, so bye!